This is ContraZoom.
where we go back and forth about film.
I'm Dakota Arsenault.
And I'm Rachel Ho.
So today is a special bonus episode. You notice if you are watching this on YouTube or watching on Spotify, you can see us all. Otherwise, you're just listening. So maybe check out YouTube or Spotify if you want to see what our faces look like. But this is going to be a fun bonus episode. We did our Oscar predictions, Rachel and I. You can listen to that. And now we're going to have a little bit of fun. We are going to kind of put our money where our mouth is in terms of trying to predict things and have a little fun by doing an Oscar draft. This is an idea that I have shamelessly stolen from a now on hiatus podcast called First Round Pick. And a very interesting podcast. I love what they would do with movies where they would pick a category and then they would draft it. And one of the things that they would do for the Oscars is they would draft it. And so what we're going to do today is pick a movie, and however many awards it wins on Oscar night, those count as points. And whatever one of the four of us has the most points is the winner. Sounds pretty simple. Obviously, you know Rachel is here. Rachel, how are you feeling about this? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
You said put your money where your mouth is. Did I miss
Well,
something? Are we betting money? Because I didn't
not
agree to that.
money, no, but we are going to add a little bit of gamesmanship to this in the way of the loser must watch a movie of the winner's choice, and then yeah. So it's mostly going to be interesting because I feel like I'm the one with the hottest takes of movies not seen. Although I think I can get Rachel pretty good with some of my picks. And the people that you and I are facing against, you can see they are now returning guests. We've got Alex Watson and Brodie Cottenham. Alex, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good, Brodie. How are you?
I'm doing well, Alex. How are you guys?
I think we're all pretty good today.
That's good. That's good.
I wanted to get you guys in here. We've got a little group chat, the four of us, and we always have a good time both talking movies and having a bit of fun at each other's expenses sometimes of stuff we either like, don't like, or have not seen. Mostly in relation to the last part towards me, where the three of you realize I haven't seen some...
He hasn't seen RoboCop. Who hasn't seen RoboCop? Like,
yeah, dude, come on. It's RoboCop. It's
on the shelf right there. I can go get it.
Okay.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
We are not relitigating our group chat over this. This is not a therapy session. Thank you very much. So, way we're going to do this, I'm putting my foot down. I've got 4 toothpicks here. 3 of them are regular size. 1 of them is shorter. If you're just listening to this, this is going to be terrible audio. And the way it's going to work is I'm going to mix them up in my fingers here. You guys aren't going to be able to tell. I am going to be left with whatever one is left, so that way I cannot tell you what it is. And then whoever has the shortest one each round will pick first, then the next person will pick second, and the next person will pick third and fourth. So I'm holding... Well, you saw them all right there. That was a terrible way of showing this. I'm going to do this again. I'm practicing this for the first time on air. So please excuse.
Like number generators that you could just use online.
Probably. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rachel, as my co-host, which one would you like?
I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take 1.
That's the short one. So Rachel, you first. I'm going to take the other ones. Write this down. Rachel.
Do you want me to write it down?
I've got paper here too. Alex, because you're first on my screen, I'm going to have you pick. Would you like 1, 2, or 3?
I will take number 2.
Number
the Trevor
2.
Linden pick.
That is a long one.
Oh,
Brodie,
yeah.
Like 1 or 2 remaining? 1 or 3, I guess.
Let's go 3.
That is the short one. Brodie drafts second overall. Alex, it's down to you and me. This is going to be your break pick here. All right. Would you like 1 or would you like 2?
Give me number 2.
That is the short one.
Okay.
I pick last.
Nuts.
A great start for me. Strategy is just
you
kind
get 2 in a row though.
It's true. It is going to be a snake
yeah.
draft, so it's going to loop back around for everyone that understands this sort of stuff. So with that all said, Rachel, you're on the clock. You have 60 seconds to make your pick and your argument of why you are.
I'm picking Elvis. Not because I think it's a good movie. I just think it's actually going to be the one that takes all the awards, mostly the technical stuff. If you watched our last episode, the Oscar prediction ones, I basically picked Elvis for most of the underline. Is that what it's called? Under the line? Under the whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Below the line. Below the line. Yeah. I think Elvis is going to come away with them. I know that people are probably like, you should just pick everything everywhere all at once, but I'm going to go with Elvis. I think that he's,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Excellent. Brodie, you're on the clock.
All right, I'm happy to pick everything everywhere all at once at number 2 then. I thought for sure that was going to be the first overall pick, but
yeah.
Aside from it, I mean, A, I love the movie. It's a great movie. And B, it's been doing really well in the lead up to all this stuff. I know you guys talked about it on a previous podcast I think you predicted, 5 to 6?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at.
So, I mean, even if it gets 3, 2, 3, like I feel very confident it's going to get at least several. So, yeah, I'm hoping it does well.
Okay, excellent. Alex, you are now on the clock.
Okay, my pick is going to be All Quiet on the Western Front, which, as many people will know, it's a movie I've endorsed pretty heavily over the last few months. I feel it's got a chance of winning, maybe I'd say around 3 Oscars. I think it's definitely going to win the Best International Oscar. I think it's got a good chance at Best Score because that riff was just iconic that it kept using. And I feel it's got a chance of the Best Adapted Screenplay, but I feel Women Talking, maybe, as you said in your last poll, Women Talking maybe has that one sewn up. But I also feel it's going to get the Best Cinematography as well, because that was just the most beautiful film of the year. So I think those are the 3 I think it's most likely to come away with. Best Picture, I feel it's maybe a step too far, but you never know.
Yeah. No, those are some very good points, and it's fine. We're recording this right after we did our predictions episode, and that's kind of the gist of what we all agreed on. Would you say so, Rachel?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I feel like this award season, it's like there's not very many surprises, but at the same time, it's oscillating between 1 or 2 movies.
Yeah.
I was very surprised it went away with the BAFTAs with all those with the Best Film Award because it was just it was a nice surprise, but I don't think it'll be an Oscar the big Oscar winner.
No, I think it didn't surprise me as much just because I think the BAFTA just being European, it's just I think over on that side of the world, it made sense to me that both Banshees and All Quiet did so well at the BAFTAs, but I don't think either are going to do nearly as well with a more American-based academy.
All right, let's get back on track, and it is now time for my pick. I'm now on the clock, and I am going with Babylon. And we talked about this on our predictions. I think score is probably where it's going to be at. I think it does got stiff competition from All Quiet on the Western Front, especially on a personal preference. I love both of them. But also we can see it walk away with production design and maybe even costumes as well. Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to sort of see how this one goes. This is definitely a bit of me taking a bit of a risk and hoping that it goes well. But I'm still high on it. All right. So now it is my pick again because we're snaking back. And I'm going to go with The Whale because I still think that Brendan Fraser is going to win Best Actor, and I'm pretty sure it's going to win Best Makeup and Hairstyling. So that kind of seems like a lock for 2 awards. It's only got one other nomination for Supporting Actress, and I don't know if it's going to win. It's not really in competition for that, but I still feel pretty strongly about the other 2.
I feel with The Whale though, I kind of feel they nominated Hong Chu for the wrong film. I would love to have seen her nominated for The Menu rather than The Whale.
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
She's great in The Whale, but I liked her better.
Oh yeah, but I just loved her in The Menu. She was just so dark and funny.
Yes. All right, so now Alex, it is your turn. So what is your pick?
My next pick is going to be The Banshees of Inisherin, because I feel this has got a good chance to win the Best Original Screenplay, because Martin McDonagh's script has been getting a lot of love this award season from people. I feel it's got a chance of maybe the Best Supporting Actress, but that one is a little bit up in the air. I mean, Kerry Condon won the BAFTAs, but Oscar, I feel she's probably got a good chance, but we're not sure. I don't think it'll take home the Best Supporting, because I feel that Everything Everywhere has that award sewn up. But I feel it's definitely a lock in for the best original script. I feel that seems to be its biggest chance on awards night.
Yeah.
One of the things you have going in its favor is the fact that it's got 9 nominations, so you have a lot more chances to hit on it.
Yeah.
All right, Brodie, you're now on the clock.
I'm gonna have to go with Top Gun because I think it's gonna take most of the technical awards. People like loud noises, so what can I say? And it's funny because it was also, we talked about the screenplay, and I do not believe it's going to win the screenplay award, but I do think it's better than most people give credit for. But especially from a technical point of view. But I just think, like I said, the technical stuff, it was really well shot, really well edited. And it just seems like that kind of movie, those big budget action things that tend to do well in the sound.
Yeah, very, very true for that. And it might overperform as well. It's got 6 nominations. So yeah, who knows where that's going to go. All right, Rachel, your first of back-to-back picks are up.
Oh, this sucks. Well, like all the big ones are kind of, they're all
How
gone.
the strategy
Okay.
comes into play.
I'm gonna take Pinocchio because that's definitely gonna win.
Yeah, that's very true. It looks like a lock for animated feature. It's only got 1 nomination, so you're really hoping for an all or nothing pick there.
And it's gonna take it. I mean, let's be honest. What else? Like, who else?
I feel she's probably got a good chance with this one because it's gotten a lot of wins like in the award season so far. So
everything.
it's the one I would put my
incredible.
money on personally. So I can see
Yeah.
Rachel's logic.
It's literally, I think the only sure one in my opinion is that's the only sure win.
Okay, what is your second pick then?
God, it's either Avatar or Tar, and I hate Tar, and I don't want to root for Tar on that night, so I'm just gonna go with Avatar. Oh, but do I hate Avatar more? I don't know. I'll go with
Am I
Tar.
writing down?
I'll go with Tar. Tar.
Going with Tar?
Begrudgingly,
Okay.
I'll go with Tar.
So Tar also has 6 nominations. And I think the biggest one is probably actress for that. Outside of that, do you think it might pick up any awards?
I think script. I actually could see it potentially could be doing something for script. I honestly think it's not gonna do as well, but I think it could potentially be multi-winner. But at this point in the draft, it is kind of odd, isn't it? Because it's a bit of a.
I'm personally in the Michelle Yeoh camp for Best Actress because I liked Bloodshed in it and it was a phenomenal performance. But when you compare it to Michelle Yeoh's, which was just transformative, I feel honestly it was just a superior performance because it kind of felt like, and this is bad to say, almost kind of standard Cate Blanchett because that's kind of what we've come to expect from her. Whereas Michelle Yeoh's was just something unreal.
God, Alex, you and I should have done this previous episode together. I don't
No.
know what I was doing with Dakota. He was so sassy throughout the whole thing. I just should have done that episode with you.
No, time is up, Rachel. Your time is up. No more talking for you. Brodie, let's hear from you. What is your next pick?
See, now this is where it gets into the strategy part of it because all the big
Yeah.
ones.
What you got?
I'm gonna have to go with is this what was the one, La Pupille, because I think it's really heavy favorite in its category.
No, we're not doing any shorts.
No,
For
okay.
This. That was the one
thing.
thing.
The shorts. Okay, so then I'll go with the other one I was gonna do is Black Panther.
Okay.
Because I think it's got a shot for song or costume design. It's got a shot at a couple. I'm not expecting big things, but it's got 3-4 nominations, and
it's got 5. Yeah.
For best supporting actress,
nominations.
It's done quite well in that. So there's a chance. I think Carrie Condon probably wins, but there's a good, there is a very good chance that it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I was expecting Bassett's kind of to be like the one to be, but it's kind of gone a little quieter with her in the last few weeks, which is a surprise.
Yeah, so I think it'll get at least one somewhere.
Sounds good. Alex, you're now on the clock.
My next pick is going to be The Fabelmans. It's not my personal favorite one because I don't know, I just feel it's a little too Oscar baity, but I feel it's one of those movies that Oscar really likes. And I could maybe see Spielberg possibly getting the Best Director award. And it is one of those films that on the night I could potentially see it being the Best Picture because it is one of those kind of movies that Oscar really loves. So yeah, I think watch this space with The Fabelmans. I personally think a few Spielberg movies recently have been slightly quite highly praised, but I think this one may be a victor if the night is right.
Yeah, absolutely true. And that's got 7 nominations. I think, interestingly, so far, Alex, you might have the most total nominations out of everyone. You've really been picking those up, which really, I think, giving you more darts is the best way to go. But yeah, so we've got me up next, making back-to-back picks again. I can't believe it went through all of you there. I'm taking Avatar. Yeah, it's only got 4 nominations, but visual effects, I think, is a gimme for it, and who knows what's going to happen with the other ones.
I'm surprised that Cameron wasn't given the Best Director Oscar, because I was, thinking, because it's his first movie in 12 years, I thought he'd be at least nominated for that.
I'm so happy. The rage I would have spewed.
I know. I didn't even see Avatar 2, to be honest, because I don't know. Everyone was drooling over it. I was just like, I'm fine, thank you.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Say about it. It's real pretty. It's real pretty.
All right. So for my next pick, I'm now up for the strategy pick, and there's 2. I'm going between a movie that has 2 nominations, and a movie that has 1 nomination, and which one is the more likely one to get me points. I'm gonna go RRR because I believe original song is more of a lock for everything.
That was going to be a late round pick. I think you got that one.
Yeah, that almost seems like that little bonus gimme point there. All right, Alex, you're back on the clock again.
My next pick is going to be Women Talking. Only 2 nominations, but I feel it's probably got the best chance of the adapted screenplay, because it really seems like, Sarah Polley's a filmmaker who's making so many strides, and it's been a movie that was very well reviewed, got a very surprise nomination for Best Picture, but I think adapted screenplay is the award it's probably going to walk away with.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday, and it's a good movie. I enjoyed it, but it's definitely the way it's written is very much, I think, in line with what they're looking for, because it's extremely dialogue heavy, extremely character driven, and I think that lends itself to that category, any writing category, really.
I also go for it. One of my friends was a production assistant on it, so I'm slightly biased towards it as well. So
yeah, I'm very excited for that movie because my former acting teacher, Sheila McCarthy, was in it. A guy I went to high school plays the census taker, and then I just found out a girl I did a play with several years ago worked in the costume department. So I've got lots of connections to that movie. All right, Brodie, your time is now on the clock.
Okay, so now are we doing best documentary or no?
Yes, you can pick a doc.
Okay, so I'm gonna go then with Fire of Love for best doc.
That's an interesting pick. You feel pretty strongly that one's going to be the winner from that category?
I'm not going to lie. I've kind of heard the most about it, and it seems like something that, could go that direction. I don't have a really strong inkling on it, but I kind of feel like it could be. Maybe not a huge surprise winner, but somewhat of a surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Rachel, got your last 2 picks. You are now on the clock.
This is tricky. I'm gonna go Navalny. I actually think that's gonna be the best doc winner. So sorry, Brodie, but yeah. Well, I love Fire of Love, though. I love that movie, but I'm gonna say Navalny for me is the one that I think is gonna take it. So that's that pick. Do I get another 30, however many seconds?
You get another 60 seconds. You're on the clock again.
I don't know, guys. Which one should I pick?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Because okay.
This is a competition.
I'm gonna do Argentina 1985.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Interesting. You are having some doubts about your favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, I am. But also, there's not really much else that I can pick that I think actually has a legitimate shot at winning. The Batman. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it. Well, whatever. My turn's done. The Batman was the other one that I thought maybe, but yeah, I'll go with those.
Okay. Interesting. Brodie, what is your last pick?
And you know what? I'm gonna just throw this out there because you guys picked it, and I think Babylon might win it. But for costume design, because I know your buddy was talking about the podcast, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Because I
Oh,
feel like that he was really big on it for that, and I feel like it's only got the one nomination. But if it was nominated for that, there's a very good reason.
now, interestingly enough, John is a gambling man, and he
Yes.
is, I think, putting actual money on this one.
Yeah.
So he'll be very happy to know that someone else is as
Yeah.
much of a
I've taken
degenerate
his
as
word
he
for it.
is.
So
All right, Alex, what is your last pick?
My last pick is not a movie I think it's going to win. I don't know how much chance it has to win anything, but The Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah.
Because it's got 3 nominations, but I know Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Script are very hard categories to come away with something. So I'm just putting it out there because of the 3 nominations it has.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really fair. And that probably was going to be my pick if you didn't pick it there.
Stole it from you, sorry.
All good. All right, so I've got my last pick, and this is really tricky. So there is 2 movies left that have multiple nominations, and that's Living with 2 and The Batman with 3. And then after that, everything only has 1 nomination each. So it's, do I go for more opportunities, or do I narrow in on something that maybe has the strongest chance? Because of everything that is left, I'm not really seeing something that is might actually win. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to strategize and do the less darts and pick All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. So this is now the 3rd documentary that has been picked, which is absolutely crazy that we could all have different ideas of where
That
this
was going to be one of my picks. I wasn't sure.
yeah, I don't know how it's going to turn out, this category, and I think all 3 that we picked are ones that are seriously going to be in contention there. So that is our draft picks. I'm going to go over once again what everyone's team was, and then we can kind of go around each of us and sort of say our thoughts on how we ended up doing. So Rachel, your picks were Elvis, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Tar, Navalny, and Argentina in 1985. How do you feel about your team?
Not great. If I'm completely honest with you. Not great. Not great. I think I feel good about Elvis. I think that, but I'm riding a lot on that doing very well. So I have to back myself that I do think it's going to do quite well. I'm happy with my Pinocchio, my Navalny picks, though. I think those 2 are, especially Pinocchio. But yeah, that's tricky doing the draft like that, because then it's Argentina. I don't like that one, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I look at your team, and I think you have more high risk, high reward picks here.
Yes, that's how I operate. It's my life. It's high risk, high reward. That's how I roll.
Yeah. All right, Brodie, your team is Everything Everywhere All at Once, Top Gun Maverick, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Fire of Love, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. How do you feel about your team?
started strong. We'll see how I finish.
See,
Story
you've
of
got
your life, bro. He started strong.
Yeah,
See how
story
we
of my life.
finish.
I got a good few strides out of the gate, and then
Well, I would say the fact that you've got Everything Everywhere with its 11 nominations really sets you up for a strong night potentially. And so basically every win you get for that is basically you stealing wins from other people. And then your other ones, I think you've got some interesting ones there that you can probably pick up some points too, potentially, especially with costume, where that would be stealing points from Rachel specifically, I believe, if Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris wins.
yeah. Well, and even Black Panther's that same category, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like I have a good shot at that either one.
Mm-hmm. All right, Alex, your team is All Quiet on the Western Front, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Women Talking, and Triangle of Sadness. How do you feel about your team?
Pretty good. There's a lot of nominations there, but obviously it depends on the night. I mean, who knows? I mean, a couple of those movies could walk away with almost no wins at all. So who knows? It's a lot of nominations, but nothing is guaranteed come Oscar night.
Mm-hmm. You are the only person that does not have a 1 nomination film. All of your films have multiple nominations, which I think is really going to help you. You just have so many more opportunities.
Well, I just honestly, before when I was making my picks, I made a conscious look of okay, who is the most who is the most nominated films, and just kind of went from there.
Okay, and then my team is Babylon, The Whale, Avatar, The Way of Water, RRR, and All the Beauty in the Bloodshed. It really hurt me going fourth, because I would have started with Everything Everywhere. Elvis would have been my good dark horse pick, along with All Quiet. But I'm pretty happy with Babylon, and I think it's going to maybe overperform a little bit. And I think all of my movies, except for All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, are probably at least walking away with one win.
Yeah,
I think
I think there is some sound
pick.
picks. There is some sound picks in there. Babylon, I think, will do well in more of the technical categories and the costume design. So yeah, there is some good logic to that, I feel.
From all I've heard, Babylon is like one, and Elvis are both like movies, like the big,
it's a lot of
showy kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Well,
you have the best.
me and my dad share a mutual dislike of Baz Luhrmann, but I think he'll do well. I think he'll win a couple on Oscar night.
I feel like this is the one Baz Luhrmann you did like, Rachel.
No. I don't like this movie. I love Elvis, guys, but I don't like this movie. It's just it's I don't like Baz. I'm not a Baz person.
No, I knew that.
It's just
I knew you were huge on Elvis.
I just find his music choices are so freaking annoying. Like, why is he putting like modern music into a movie that's supposed to be set in the 1950s? I mean, he did the same with The Great Gatsby, having that modern kind of hip hop, Florence and the Machine, Lana Del Rey. It's supposed to be set in the freaking jazz era.
Seriously, Alex, why weren't you and I doing the episode before? I feel like it would have been a great episode.
Rachel, you and me got an episode lined up. There you go.
It would have been so good.
I could just hear John Lovitz. It stinks.
It stinks. How do you sleep at night on the top of a pile of money with many beautiful ladies?
This is a perfect time to wrap this episode up. This is a just fun bonus one. This was a complete experiment. I'm very excited to see how this all turns out. Like I said at the beginning, there will be a winner/loser component to this, and so there will be a follow-up. And especially seeing how everyone's points does. We'll reveal this after Oscar night in our wrap-up episode. Alex and Brodie, thank you so much for coming on today. Do either of you, Alex, we'll start with you, if you want to plug your social media or anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, if you want me on Twitter, I'm at Flowering Snows. My Instagram is Al_Watson1.
Okay. And Brodie, what about you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. It's just my name and my short film, The Gift. You can see the link in the bio there. It's on YouTube, so if anyone's curious in checking that out, it's up there.
All right. And Rachel, where can people follow you and find more of your work?
You go to _RachelKH on Twitter and Instagram, and then RachelKH.com.
Excellent. This has been a That Shelf podcast. Visit thatshelf.com for more great film discourse. Follow the show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at contrazoompod. Who do you think had the best team? Maybe I'll put a little poll up on Twitter to see who did the best there. Send an email to contrazoompod@gmail.com. Thank you to Eric and Kevin Smale for the theme music and to Stephanie Pryor for the logo design. If you like to listen to podcasts on YouTube or watch them as you are right now, hopefully, we do post all episodes there as well. And if you really like the show, consider tipping us on coffee. Thanks for checking us out.